So you've just spent 4 months hiring the new superstar for your business, and they are now working their notice within their old business. How do you prevent them from having counteroffers, and these days increasingly having a slow counteroffer? Hello everybody, it's Stuart from People and Process Solutions. Thank you for watching. So this is a really good question, and it's happening increasingly these days that you think you've got the person of your dreams for your business in the bag. You've spent hours doing it, you've interviewed dozens, and you think, I finally found the brilliant candidate to help take my business forward, and they are sat working their notice. And these days, notice periods increasingly long. It could be 1, 2, 3, 6 months of notice before the dream candidate comes to work for you. During this time, there is a really big risk taking place that they're going to get a counteroffer, and that they're going to stay where they are now. So let's just talk about this and blow it open. In the old days, this is only a few years ago, people, when they handed their notice in, they got put on gardening leave. Go home, do the gardening, see your time out, and then goodbye, and you'll be starting on your new job. Good for you. These days, that's happening less and less. People are being kept within businesses for the period of their notice, and during this time, they start to get chipped away at. So, what do I mean, chipped away? Well, what I'm meaning is that the managing director or the various CEOs, technical directors, or whoever the next person up in the management chain is, will start to ask them questions about, well, why is it you're leaving? Well, we could maybe sort that out here. We could maybe improve your terms here a little bit. You know, you don't really want to leave. It's the unknown. You go into the unknown. There's a big risk in moving jobs, you know, and all these sort of little chips start going in. Well, yeah, but we've got this great new project coming up, and perhaps you could, perhaps some of the things that you're going to do in your new job, you could actually do here by being in charge of, or playing a bigger role in this new project that we've got coming up. Or, okay, well, it's only £1,000 or £2,000. We understand what you're saying, but you know, we can sort something out with the salary for you and put you on some kind of accelerator scheme, or yeah, you're getting to work from home 2 or 3 days a week. Well, okay, right, well, you're only working at home 1 day a week here, but we'll allow you to work at home 2 days a week. And so the old business starts chipping away at this person, such that they get to the point and think, well, hang on a minute, I'm taking all the risk of moving to a new company, but actually what I have basically on the table in my old company, the company that I know, the people that I know, what I've got on the table is effectively just as good as, or nearly as good as, the new company, and I don't have the risk because I'm not moving. So a great thing to do is to if you're in that position and you've made an offer to this new superstar, is to try and counter the slow re-offer, if you like. And what you need to do is, you need to, while this person is on their notice period, whether that be 1, 2, 3, 6 months, what you can start to do is involve them in your business. And I know if you're a managing director, you sat there now, or a director, you sat there going, oh, hang on a minute, I can't do that because I'm going to be telling them all sorts of things that are commercially sensitive, and I don't want to tell them all this stuff, and because I'll be giving away company secrets. But you know what? There are things you can do, and there are questions that you can ask this person, little projects you can give them that realistically will not give any company information away, and which will start to make them feel like they are being withdrawn into their new business, and start to feel closer to it. So basically, what they're not sat in is a big vacuum of, I've resigned from here and I haven't started there, and they're in this big vacuum in the middle. So what you've got to do is fill that vacuum with some kind of air, to try and get them from there to your business without having to go through that dip of nothingness and worry, because we're, you know, hard economic times that we're in, we're all worried about that type of, you know, am I going to have a job tomorrow? And you know, what would happen if I didn't have a job? So here are some questions you can ask. They're really dead simple. First thing you could do, you could at a meeting, some kind of sales meeting, if it's a sales meeting, or some kind of technical meeting, or whatever it happens to be. Most companies have meetings of teams at various points. I don't mean Microsoft Teams, but I mean meetings of teams within the business. It might be on Microsoft Teams or Zoom. If it is, brilliant. Now, I'm not talking about dragging the new person into the company, because they may live miles away and they may not be able to attend that day. But what I'm suggesting is that perhaps you set up a brief virtual meeting for this new person to introduce themselves to the team that they'll be working within, and say, hello, it's me, Fred, and I'll be joining the company in 4 months' time. I'm really looking forward to it, blah, blah, blah. Now, you often say to people, well, get them into the business, bring them to the Christmas do. Do not bring them to the Christmas do. Christmas do's or summer barbecues and this type of thing, do not do that, because people tend to have a drink, alcohol, and then we start getting loose lips, and then you always get the 1 or 2 people that are particularly maybe disenfranchised in the business, and they will home in on them and start talking to them and give them 100 reasons why it's a really, really horrible place to work and it's a terrible company. You do not want that to happen. So you kind of got to create that gap, basically. But yeah, get them on a video. You can almost brief them what to say. You can tell them who'll be there and just basically do the introduction and keep control of it. Doesn't want to be more than 5 minutes, but it allows them to start to see the team that they'll be working within. So that's number 1. Number 2, another good one. Bearing in mind they have still got a job, but they're probably going to have their foot well off the gas in their new job. But what you could do, you could ask them their opinion on a project that's going on within your business at that precise moment in time. So you can literally send them an email, make a telephone call, say, look, we've got this project going on. You're going to be involved in this when you start, or you might not be, but we want your opinion. What is your opinion on this and this type, various things that are going on within the project? And that again, you've hired them because they're a high performer, and that then again allows you to get their opinion on the project, which is great because you've hired them for the reason that they're going to have an opinion. If they're on a long lead time, they're generally a reasonably high performing candidate, and it makes them again feel part of the business. So number 2, ask their opinion on a project. Number 3, how about this? How about ask how they would approach a problem that you have within your business. So it might be some kind of process-driven problem, it might be a technical problem, it could be a sales funnel problem or anything like that. So you could ask them, say, look, we've got this issue, and again, you're not giving away any company secrets. We've got this issue that's brewing. I'd like your opinion on it. I know you haven't started yet, but I'd like your opinion on it. Send them the email or make a telephone call or do a Microsoft Teams and get their opinion and try and tee out of them what they know. I mean, it's another good way to find out more about them as well, to give them the background, and it lets them know a little bit about what they're going to be coming into. But of course, don't make it a huge thing like, oh, I've got this massive cash flow issue. Don't do that, because you're going to undermine their confidence. It needs to be, you need to think about the problem that you're asking them to comment on, and again, making sure that it's not earth-shattering that would undermine confidence in joining your business. So there you go, that was number 3. Number 4, how about asking them to critique some parts of your business, maybe your website. So just say, could you get onto our website with your eyes from working in a different environment and critique the website? Can you just give me a number of bullet points where you think the website is weak, and a number of areas where you think we could potentially improve, and tell us a little bit about what you think the benefits and the great things about our website and what the areas for improvement are. So again, that's quite a nice one, and again, that could be done. There's no company secrets being given away, but it allows them to become involved in the business, and it's not going to take them hours and hours away from their existing job. They can do it on an evening, but again, it builds them in. And these things, if they're on a 6 months notice, which is a horrific amount of time for anybody on a notice period, you can drop a few of these things in over the period that they are working their notice period. So that was asking them to critique. And the other thing, we'll talk about critiquing. What about send them a product catalogue? Send them a product catalogue, or if products are what you sell, and ask them, or point them at a certain part of your website with some product on there, and ask them to critique one of the products or two or three of the products based on their experience that they've done previously, because there's a fair chance they'll have some similarity in their experience to what you do, because most people don't take on people who have absolutely zero alignment to the company. So again, ask them to critique something about a product and get the feedback on that, and it would be quite useful. And the last thing on the list after critiquing was to definitely not invite them to your Christmas party, but if there were team meetings, which is what I said right at the beginning, try and get them involved in that. So there we go. That is five things that could help stop the slow counteroffer from your superstar candidates. Fantastic, the superstar candidates notice period. So stop them being counter-offered by their existing business, and make sure that they get through that notice period, through the usually it'll be 3 months, through the 3-month period. And maintain the confidence that, yeah, you're the company that I definitely want to join, and don't start wobbling and get all insecure about things and decide that actually I'll stay put where it's nice and friendly and warm and I know everybody, and not go into this big vacuous area before then having to learn a new company. It's a massive thing to move business, to move job. It really is, especially if you've been at a business for a period of time and you haven't moved for a long while. You know, some people that I interview have literally been in job for 10 years, and you're kind of thinking, they've got to leave something that they've known for 10 years, know it inside out, and then go into something that they don't know at all. It is huge to do that if you haven't done it before. Anyway, there we go. 5 things that may help you in your business to help stop the slow counter offer.